Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And today I have what I think is spectacular, really significant Rolls Royce that we'd like to show you. Come on over and take a look at it. I'm going to go through some of the history on this car and give you some of the details about it. It is a 1925 Rolls Royce. It is a Silver Ghost, of course. It's chassis number S100LK. It is a very well-known Rolls Royce. It is also, most importantly, a completely documented Rolls Royce. We have all of the owners of this car, of which there have been 6. It's all been long-term owners. Everything that I'm going to reference in my conversation right now, we do have documentation to back it up. So we will have a large photo gallery with this car. Please take the time to look at all the pictures, showing all the documentation, and contact us with any questions. So to begin with, this is a Springfield Rolls. It was made in Springfield, Massachusetts. The chassis number S100LK, which is significant, was the last right-hand drive Rolls off the Springfield line. Chassis number 101 was a left-hand drive car to accommodate the American market. What is significant also is this is the last 4-speed car. So it's right-hand drive, 4-speed transmission to the right of the driver. The next car was a left-hand drive with a 3-speed transmission in the middle. So the one thing that's significant about this chassis, and it's the original motor, original chassis, it's always been a right-hand drive, 4-speed car. What's interesting is this car was sold new in 1925. It was sold to apparently an older woman. It originally had a sedan body, which was very typical. The car was traded in to Rolls Royce of America in 1934, and it was rebodied at that time. What it received was the Piccadilly body, which it wears today. The Piccadilly body, when it was put on the car, was slightly modified. They changed it from a 2-piece windshield to a 1-piece windshield, which has a nice angle to it, make it a little more sporty. They also lowered the car. They put valances over the rear springs, and they put 20-inch wheels on it. So all that was done by Rolls-Royce when the car was changed with this body put on this chassis. We also have, which is significant, and as I mentioned, we will take pictures of all of this. We have the original records showing that this Roadster body, M588, which is the Piccadilly, was now on chassis number 100LK. The body was originally on an earlier chassis, which I'll come back to that portion of it. And the original body for this car was undisposed of. So the important part is we have all of the factory documentation that Rolls-Royce did this in the mid-30s. So we then have a car sitting for sale with Rolls-Royce in 1935. And it was purchased by the second owner of the car, which was John McGinty of Massachusetts. And we actually have a letter from him where he is saying he acquired the car in 1935 from the then expiring Rolls-Royce of America. They told me it had one owner before him, an old lady who had a limousine body on it. So I think that's cute. Had less than 40,000 miles when he bought it, and he didn't drive it very much. The car then lived on Martha's Vineyard. What's significant during its time there is during the war years, he had the car painted dull, flat gray, including all the nickel, all the polished chrome, everything was dull gray. We have some neat black and white photos of that, which we'll put in the photo gallery. That was because at that time during the war, German subs were off the American coast, and they didn't want anything shiny that was showing, although he still drove the car and used it. So there's some really cool wartime pictures of this. The third owner of the car was Horace Soles, and we have, again, letters and documentation of Horace talking to the second owner of the car. Horace owned the car for quite a while. He was in Falmouth, Maine. So this car has been in New England its entire life. It was born in Springfield, Mass., been in New England its entire life. Horace is the guy who restored the car to this configuration because we have photographs, numerous photographs of Horace Soles with the car in the burgundy with the black wings. It is an aluminum body, which is correct. It has steel wings and running boards, but all of the major body components are aluminum, which is correct for this. So Horace owned the car for a long time, and he's from 1957. He sold it in 1996, and it was sold to Brian Jones. Once again, we have correspondence back and forth between Brian and Horace, who was selling the car, some handwritten letters. Same thing over and over. They love the car. They're so happy it's going to a new owner. During this time period, and also during when Horace owned the car was traveling a lot. It did a lot of Rolls Royce tours. This car has been to Europe numerous times. It toured through Canada. The car was used and driven like so many of the Ghosts are, and it was a reliable, solid car. So it's a proven touring car. It has some nice upgrades on it to make it very usable. And I can attest, it's a wonderful car to drive. Then the fifth owner gets the car. This is B.C. Jones, and they purchased the car in 1996. Once again, correspondence back and forth, and B.C. Jones had a connection to the second owner of the car, the guy who had it on Martha's Vineyard. So just again, the car's up in Massachusetts, Maine, the New England area the whole time. The current owner of the car, who we are representing it for, got it 24 years ago, and he's owned it the entire time and taking care of it. So it's a fascinating history on the car, all documented with real letters back and forth. It's also with the Rolls Royce Owners Club registry, including the body change on the car. One interesting thing to note, remember I mentioned it's originally a Piccadilly body. The Piccadilly body was actually sold new in 1923. The Piccadilly body is a little older than the chassis that it's currently on, and we know because that car, the original body on this, was owned by Walter Reed, who is a very well-known, he had movie houses in New Jersey and New York City, and he owned the original body. He most likely traded the car in, again to Rolls-Royce in 1934, and a year later, that same body popped onto this chassis. So it's just fascinating when you put all the pieces together of how this happened. So again, the important part is we have all this documentation, all these hand-done letters, all the photography of the car through its life, and it's all registered and known with Rolls-Royce. All genuine Rolls-Royce history on this very significant car. So let's go to the car and take a look at it. It's gorgeous, it's stunning. I love the stance the car has, the look it has. I love what they did to it. They made it look more like a Playboy body. One other note, the body number is preceded by an M, so it leads us to believe it's a Merrimack body. I don't think it's Brewster, I think it's Merrimack, but I'm not an expert on that area of it. So I invite everybody to jump in, tell me what they think, if it's Merrimack or Brewster, but I'm inclined, and I talked to some British experts, and they were inclined to think it's Merrimack. The car itself has a great patina on it. The burgundy paint is excellent. Very nice, high gloss, shiny, looks good. The black paint on the wings has more patina. It is shiny, but it has swirl marks in it, so it has that patinaed look. The nickel trim is quite nice. There are a couple places there's a little bit of flaking on the nickel right here, on the bumper bar on the front. The leather gaiters on the springs are excellent condition. All the chassis is very nice, but again, this car is ready to go on a tour. This is not a concours car, this is a touring car. There are some blemishes in the paint, particularly in the black, but I think it's just stunning. As you come along the side of the car, we have the battery box here. It does have a remote battery kill switch, concession to touring, right here. And of course it works. We have a 6-volt battery in the box. When we go into the interior of the car, we do have original tools right here. We also have, which we're receiving from the current owner, a number of significant Rolls-Royce workshop tools which are required to work on the engine. So that all is coming and will be sold with the car. So here you've got all the cool, many of them original tools for the car. The interior is a lovely, lovely combination of some patina. The wood on the dash is a matte finish, gorgeous. All of the gauges and instrumentation are working. You'll see in our driving video, the clock is not working, but everything else is functioning properly. And as I mentioned earlier, the car drives beautifully. We do have a concession to touring. Seat belts in the car. They are cool looking, and they work, of course. We have a Rolls Royce Silver Ghost handbook for the car. This is from the Rolls Royce Owners Club. More importantly, we have a much, much older, in its original packet, a much older Rolls Royce motor cars. This is from 1929. So this probably was given out when the car had this body in 1935 from Rolls Royce. We will take a lot of photographs of this car. You'll see it with the top up. The canvas is in very nice usable condition. It has some wear on it, but overall very nice. Coming to the rear, of course, it's a rumble seat car. All of this works properly. So this goes around and latches in place correctly. This folds down properly. Again, it has a beautiful patina to it. It looks wonderful. All the trim, all of the nickel is gorgeous on the car. Coming to the rear, we have the correct double taillights back here that were put on. We have the fantail, the fishtail exhaust. The car, as Rolls-Royce people know, the car is actually very quiet to drive. The engine is very smooth, very quiet. Also show you we do have period correct luggage in the back. Of course, this all opens up nicely. And then this comes down. 3 old suitcases. And in some of the letters, they talk about the suitcases. They talk about the locks for the suitcases. They talk about all the little nuances of the car. Double lights on this side also. Again, they polished up beautifully. They're just so good looking. There's a little outward ding in this fender. It's pushed, you can see it's just pushed out very slightly right there. There's no other visible damage on it. That's really the only noticeable piece right there. Of course, we have the steps to get up into the rumble seat. Here we have, as I've mentioned numerous times, the 4-speed transmission, which shifts quite well. Please watch, we do 2 driving videos where I'm driving the car. Once the transmission is warmed up and to operating temperature, it's a very easy car to drive. The transmission shifts well. Like most Ghosts, I usually start in 2nd gear, unless you're on a steep hill. The motor has so much torque that it's happy starting from 2nd gear. The car is equipped with turn signals, and they work. So another concession, I turned the battery off. Another concession to touring, it has good lighting on it, good brake lights, good turn signals, so that makes it nice. And a Rolls-Royce tour wouldn't be complete without going into the engine room. So we also have with the car significant records of the car, of all the service work that has been done through the years. The car was restored a long time ago. The engine was totally rebuilt. We have where there's various work done on the engine, valve adjustment, and work done through the years. I can attest today it runs beautifully. It starts up easily. It idles well. We were taking photographs in 80-degree temperature. It did not overheat, just sat there purring along. So just a beautiful, magnificent car. The car, when I mentioned earlier, the guy that owned this body originally, Walter Reed, his car sold, which was a Playboy body that he bought in 1934 when he traded in this body, sold at R.M. Sotheby's not too long ago. So it's just fascinating how those cars kind of intersected each other through their lives. So there you have it. We expect a lot of interest in this car. Again, I am not a Rolls-Royce expert. I love this car. It's real. I'm so proud to be representing it. And please call, ask us any questions. We have documentation from the Rolls Royce Foundation on this car. We have all the correct documentation showing its complete history and all those wonderful letters and correspondences back and forth. So this is going to be a really fun auction, and we're really pleased to be representing the car. Thanks for taking the time and watching the video.